So, how can you live longer and healthier? Do you want to get to 60 or 70 and still be young? Or do you want to be 60 and 70 and be crippled and disabled? I know which one I would prefer to be. Anyway, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Belinda. And I'm a very passionate women's health mentor, and I help women recover from autoimmune problems, thyroid issues, anxiety issues, skin problems, weight issues, sleeping issues, and energy issues, and so much more. And I am always educating myself because, we only know what we know. We literally don't know what we don't know. So we've still got to be able to educate ourselves. And I'm currently reading a book on longevity, where this fellow from National Geographic has gone around and interviewed people over the age of 100, between 90 and 100. No, between 90 and like 110. So this is the age bracket that he has been interviewing. And this is from different cultures all around the world. And he has found pockets where there are multiple people who have gotten to the age of 100 or over. And he's trying to find out what differences they have done within their life to be able to get to that stage. Okay, so here's some tips that he's listed out from different cultures. So this is from people in Costa Rica, this is from people in Italy, this is from people in Japan. This is not just one culture. This is a worldwide, and people in the US. There was a community in the US who has a lot of people over the age of 100. So he's interviewed all of these and he's finding the common factors within all of them. So they're all very different cultures, Italy, Japan, Costa Rica, and the United States, all very different cultures, right? So he's trying to find the common denominators within these cultures and how they have lived healthy to the age of 100, okay? So it's not just that they're, just managing to get to 100. They're still healthy, fit people, okay? So I've got 9 things here. So number 9 is walking, gardening, or yoga. So they're keeping active through a activity that is stimulating to the mind and keeping stress levels down and keeping active every day. So a lot of these cultures, I know at least there was at least 3 of them where these centenarians, so these people who have reached the ripe old age of 100 or more, were walking at least 5 to 6 miles a day, okay, which is phenomenal. So they're either doing gardening or they're doing yoga or they're walking long distances. Okay, number 8, sorry, count backwards here, gosh. One day I'll learn to count, right? Number 9 is they would eat till they were 80% full. Okay, so they were keeping their calories down and not overeating. Okay, and this is something that we all do. I've suffered with this. You go to a party and you indulge, or you cook a fantastic stroganoff or something and you eat more than you should do and you are overfull. And the reason why they eat until they're 80% full is because it takes a while for the stomach that the food that you've just eaten to reach your stomach, okay? And by the time it reaches your stomach, that's when you're actually full, okay? So they are not overdoing it with the food. Okay, number 7 is not eating processed foods, okay? So they're eating a lot of vegetables and fresh fruits and vegetables that they have grown in their gardens. So once again, they're not exposing themselves to the harmful chemicals or pesticides that we do. They are growing them themselves and they're not eating processed foods. He was doing an interview with one lady, the granddaughter of a centenarian actually, and it got to the point where he was asking, well, has this lady ever had a Coke? Has she ever gone down to McDonald's and had McDonald's, and they were like, what are you talking about? Like, the lady didn't even know what he was talking about when it came to having a hamburger. She's like, well, what's a hamburger? So, they're not exposing themselves to processed foods, which is interesting because a lot of these centenarians are in very remote areas, mountainous usually, and they don't have the opportunity to expose themselves to our new culture. Okay. Number 4 is nuts. What am I doing? Number 4. Number 6 is nuts. Sorry, I totally can't count today. So number 6 is nuts seem to be a very common factor. And it didn't seem to matter what sort of nuts, but eating, 1 ounce of nuts a day seems to reduce a lot of health concerns. So that's number 6. What do we got? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Number 5, another common factor, and this is very interesting one actually, is drinking dark red wine. Okay, and they believe this is because of the antioxidant properties of it, and it doesn't mean overindulging on the wine. They're just having 1 glass a day or 1 glass every second day. So, it doesn't work if you're going to save it all for the weekend and have an overindulgence on the weekend. It's regularly having this every single day. But that was an interesting thing. Can you just wait a second, Sky, or open the door and come in? I'm just doing my live. Children, okay? She's knocking because the postman's just arrived. So that was an interesting factor to take into account. What do we got to? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Number 4 is another common thing that they all had was having purpose. They felt a sense of purpose. Even at 100 or over, they had responsibilities and they felt like they were needed. Okay, so, obviously it's really important to make sure that you have some sort of purpose in life and make sure that you are feel like you're needed within your family community. Can you just put that on the ground? Thank you. I've got the little postman here. See if she's... say hello.
Hello. The postman said hello.
I said hello. Okay, thank you. We're going to continue this live now. Okay, so having a sense of purpose is obviously really important. Okay, what do we got? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Number 3 is socializing. That was a really common factor between all of these, what do they call them? Blue zones, in Costa Rica and in America and in Japan and in Italy. They all had... a sense of community and a sense of social. So they would have friends visit every single day. They would have children visit with them every single day, whether they're their grandchildren or their great-grandchildren. They would be social, okay? And that's reducing the stress and anxiety and probably increasing the amount that they're needed, feeling that need to be needed and feeling that sense of belonging. Okay, so making sure that you have that sense of belonging and create that. So that's something that we can all work on with our own families and create that sense of belonging every day. Okay, number 2 is family first. They all put family first, and they were all looking out for each other. They were still looking after their great-grandchildren and even their great-great-grandchildren, putting family first. One fellow, he would still, over the age of 100, he would go to the markets and collect meat and vegetables and ingredients to cook a soup every weekend for his family. And that is his, 1, sense of purpose, his responsibility, and 2, looking after his family. So he had this sense of that he had to still look after his family and provide for his family. Making sure. And the other thing that they pointed out with this family first was that a lot of these people are living with their grandchildren or their children still, okay, and they're still involved in the family life. They weren't put out in a what is it, a nursing home or anything like that, you know, the family still valued them and their life. And, you know, it was actually a great deal of shame to shun your old people off to the nursing home. So that's something that, you know, maybe we could look at to improve our, you know, our self-worth and our longevity. So yeah, I was having this discussion with my husband about this, but you know, and we need to set an example for my little ones here, so that, you know, in the future they know how to, you know, we need to lead by example, basically. So yeah, so putting family first was a really big emphasis on that. Okay, number 1, and this was a huge common factor between all of them. All of these centenarians, so all of these people over the age of 100, had their source of vitamin D. They all had nicely tanned skin, you know, and they were making sure that they were getting outside. They were going for their walks. They were getting in the garden. They were doing things, and they all had, you know, darkened skin from the sun, okay, and because they were obviously getting enough vitamin D. And that is actually something that we can all learn from. They weren't getting synthetic forms. They weren't, you know, trying to make sure that they were getting their vitamin D, but they spent naturally, because of their life and their lifestyle, they were naturally spending enough time outside in the sun, which I actually found very fascinating. So yeah. But yeah, leading on to this, I still haven't finished this book, and if I come up with any more points, I will certainly be sure to let you know. So yeah, what's your age goal? You know, are you planning to get to 100, or are you planning to, you know, get over to the age of 90? That's kind of my goal, I would like to get to the age of 100, but still be healthy and fit, okay, like these centenarians. And to do that, I need to change some things in my lifestyle. Hello, little missy. So yeah, anyway, I will talk to you at this time tomorrow, and you have a good day. You want to say bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.